Hey, welcome. So today we're doing something a little different. We're not just looking at some cool new tech. We're actually going to pull back the curtain on the machine that's built to talk about that tech. We are going deep inside a system designed to just pump out content day in and day out.
So think about this for a second. Let's say you're a company and you've got 13, not one, but 13 really complex high-tech ideas. How on earth do you explain what they are and why anyone should care? And not just once, but every single day without messing it up? Yeah, that's the puzzle we're going to solve today.
All right, first things first. Before we can understand the machine, we have to look at what it's working with. What's the fuel for this engine? Well, it's this whole universe of ideas the company calls the G2 and J2 systems. This is the raw material, the stuff that the entire content system is built to talk about.
And yeah, that number, 13, it's not just a random number. We are talking about 13 unique, patent-eligible assets, 13 really complicated concepts that all need a super clear, super consistent messaging. This number, right here, is why this whole system even exists. And what's wild is just how different all this stuff is. I mean, you've got a voter-auditable election system, G2 VAS, on one hand, and then something totally different like the G2 modern traffic signal system. And this isn't just a smarter traffic light, okay? We're talking about AI that actually predicts traffic flow and sensors that adapt to keep pedestrians safe in real time. Then you've got stuff like a smoke condensation chamber system. The range is just incredible, which makes having one single way to talk about it all, well, it's not just a nice to have, it's absolutely crucial.
So, how do they do it? How do you manage to talk about AI traffic patterns one minute and election tech the next? The secret isn't some giant team of creatives sitting around a whiteboard every morning. Nope, it's a formal internal policy, a document with a cool code name G2P-001. Now, don't let the word policy fool you. This is not some boring document collecting dust on a shelf. You got to think of G2P001 as the blueprint for a content factory. It is a super rigid playbook that literally automates how they make videos, audio clips, and infographics every single day. And this whole factory, well, has a very specific on switch. That's right. This whole operation doesn't just start up on its own. Every morning, it's basically sitting there, waiting for a command. A very, very precise command to kick the whole process into gear. And there it is, just 2 words, daily innovation brief. And get this, the rules are incredibly strict about this part. The phrase has to be typed in manually, and it has to be exact. No typos, no changes. You mess it up, the whole system just doesn't start. This phrase is literally the key that starts the entire engine. So once that key is turned, the policy jumps into a super clear 3-step workflow. First, it gets the trigger phrase. Second, it zooms in on just 3 of the 13 innovations for that day. And it focuses on what the policy calls their key betterment points, which is really just a fancy way of saying what makes them so great. And finally, the output, 9 pieces of media. That's 3 infographics, 3 videos, and 3 audio briefs. Every single day. It's like clockwork. Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting in my opinion. This policy, it isn't just a list of instructions. It's more like a rule book for a game. It lays out exactly what to do, but more importantly, it's got some really strict rules about what not to do. Right, so the biggest rule is that intense focus. The system is only allowed to talk about the 3 innovations chosen for that day. Period. But here's the crazy part. It is strictly forbidden from ever mentioning itself. The content machine cannot reveal that it is a machine. It has to stay completely invisible. So how do you make sure people follow all these rules? Well, you gamify it. The whole point for the person running this system is to hit a perfect 100% score on a list of policy checks.
So it's not just about getting the work done. It's about doing it perfectly, by the book. And this chart shows you exactly how they get that perfect score. It's really simple, actually. It's split into 4 equal chunks, each one worth 25%. Did you make all 9 things? Yep, 25 points. Did you only talk about the right innovations? Another 25. Is your content actually based on the official source material? And finally, are you using the very latest version of the policy? You check all 4 of those boxes, boom, you get your 100%. Okay, so we've got this super rigid, gamified, kind of secretive content machine. But why? I mean, why would any company go to all this trouble to build something like this? It's time to zoom out and look at the method behind this machine. You know, when you really look at the rules, the strategy starts to make a lot of sense. A system like this guarantees that your brand message is always consistent, it lets you scale up content creation massively, it keeps everything laser-focused on the most important points, and maybe the biggest thing for a business, it creates a totally predictable and measurable result. You know exactly what you're going to get every single time.
And that really leaves us with the big question, doesn't it? On one hand, you have this brilliant system that guarantees consistency and lets you produce a ton of content. But on the other, by creating such a strict playbook with all these rules and this focus on a perfect score, are you accidentally killing any chance for real, spontaneous creativity? It's definitely something to think about.